Guide to planting potatoes in containers, a step-by-step tutorial on how to plant potatoes. Hello, welcome to 77's Garden, where we talk about gardening, ways to save money, and other special events. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you get notified of all upcoming videos. Learn how to grow potatoes in containers with our detailed step-by-step tutorial. Whether you have limited garden space or want to try container gardening, potatoes are a versatile crop that can thrive in pots. Join us as we cover everything from selecting the right containers and soil to planting, watering, and caring for your potato plants. Discover tips for maximizing yield, harvesting fresh, homegrown potatoes from your own container garden. Let's get started on this exciting potato growing journey together. So if you have potatoes like these that already sprouted, it's even better. So all we need to do now is you can treat the potatoes, or you can cut the potatoes like these, and I'm just coating it with wood ash to prevent any disease or insects or pests from getting into it. But you can plant it full like that if you want. But doing this will give me more potatoes, so I'm just splitting it into two. You just want to make sure that each of them, each of the sides have at least two eyes or two of the sprouts, so that way they'll continue growing. And so if you don't have potatoes like these, you can get them from the store. You can also get store-bought potatoes and let them sprout. You get them a couple of weeks before you start planting, and let them sprout a little bit before you plant them. So here is a container. We're just gonna add a few more holes to the bottom of the container. Whatever container you're gonna use to start to grow potatoes, you just want to make sure that it has good drainage. So what I'm doing right now is just adding a few more holes to the bottom of it. Now I'm just putting some cardboard. The cardboard is just to provide a little bit less light into the soil, because potatoes, you don't want a lot of light hitting your potatoes because they're gonna turn green and would not be good. And two, the worms and other microorganisms that are in there would not thrive with the light through the clear container that I'm using. So that's why I'm using cardboard. So I'm also putting some grass clippings and other stuff, partially decomposed leaves over here at the bottom. This will provide a base and provide a lot of organic material for the plants. So they're gonna break down and they're gonna feed the plants in the process. So the next step, what I'm gonna do is get regular compost and just add regular compost. My compost, you can buy compost, or you can have, if you have a compost pile. Most of mine is from a compost pile, or where I get free compost from my recycling center. So if you haven't seen my video on how you can get free compost, check out our video. I'll see if you can put the link below, or check out my videos. You will see that details on that over there. So I'm just gonna I have added another layer of compost. Now I'm just adding my organic fertilizer mix, which includes rock dust, wood ash, and other organic fertilizers. So check out my Amazon shop for that. If you check my link below, you will see some of the fertilizers that I use in the garden. So once we have this, we're just gonna mix it up a little bit. Also, whenever you're planting potatoes, you want to make sure that you have at least 4 to 8 inches of soil below before you plant, so that way it gives them, the roots, some space to walk around and to go into the soil. So after that, I'm just gonna mix up the fertilizer that I put there, add a little bit more. This is my warm castings mixed with other fertilizer, other compost that I have. So I'm just mixing it up so that I mix up completely before I plant my potatoes in there. So now we get our potatoes. So the potatoes that we did, usually once I cut it or cheat the potatoes like that, I just let it dry for at least a day before I plant it. So they are ready to be planted now. So you can see most of them are split into two. You just want to make sure that you have at least, like I said, at least two bulbs, two eyes. Some people call it two eyes, some people call it two bulbs. You just want to make sure that each of them have at least two, so that way if they have more than two, you can break one off like I just did at the beginning over there. So I'm just gonna line up my potatoes, and then we're gonna plant it, and then we're gonna cover it with our compost. So that is it. I line it up correctly. So now what I'm gonna do is just add a few more and in between to give them space. You want to plant them between 12 to 15 inches from each other. But if you have good nutrients and you have enough room in there, you can go a little bit in the smaller size. As long as you're gonna provide enough nutrients for the plants, they're gonna do fine. So what you wanna do now is just bury it, and then we're just gonna add some compost on top of it later on once we're done burying the potatoes uh, into the soil. So now I'm just gonna add a layer of uh, compost to it. That's gonna top it off and give it. Also, when you plant potatoes like this, you also wanna put at least 4 to 6 inches of uh, soil or compost on top of it, just so that it has more room to grow. And if your container is a lot deeper, you can do it gradually, or you can just do it all at once and just fill it up, and the stem is gonna find its way to the top of the container once you plant them and you have it growing. If you like the video so far, smash the like button, and also let me know in the comments below if what I've done is different from what you've done, or if you've done it before, or if you've tried it before in containers. Let me know how you did in the comments below. Thank you. So whenever we're done planting, we always want to water it. So I'm just going to soak it and make sure that all the soil and everything, the seeds and everything is soaked. So that way it picks up and it starts germinating very fast. So that is how I planted in the barrel, the big barrel. So now I'm going to show you how you can do the same in a bucket like this. So I'm just putting some cardboard at the bottom. The cardboard is going to break down over time. I have worms in my compost pile or in my compost, so the worms are gonna break it down. I'm putting some shredded leaves and the partially decomposed leaves in there. You can do partially decomposed grass and other stuff, but that's what I'm doing. I'm just giving it some foundation of organic material, and then I'm putting a little bit of compost there before we plant. Remember, I said we have to make sure that we have at least 4 to 6 inches of soil before we plant. So we have 4 to 6 inches now. So like I did the other time, we just want to make sure that you put in some fertilizer, any organic fertilizer you have, or any fertilizer you have. You want to make sure that you follow the instructions and just sprinkle. This is my combination that I've made for my fertilizer, so I'm just gonna sprinkle it there, then mix it up, and then we can plant. It's very easy to do, and potato requires very little maintenance. All you need to do is just put in a nice sunny location, where it's gonna get at least 6 to 8 hours of sunlight every day. Water it regularly, and you're good to go. You don't have to do anything else, and you'll be getting delicious potatoes at the end of the season after about 3 months. So that's how easy it is to grow potatoes in containers. One advantage of growing potatoes in containers is you're easily able to harvest it, and you can move it from one location to another if in terms of there's a weather issues or there's some other stuff. So this is another bucket. I'm doing the same thing to another bucket. So the bucket have different sizes. You want to plant it based on the size of the bucket. If the bucket is smaller, then you want to maybe put one. 5-gallon bucket, you can put one, maximum two. This one is like 10 gallon. I can put three. I'm putting three right here. So it all depends on the size of the container you're growing in. If you're growing in a raised bed, like I said, you can put every 12 to 15 inches. It will be fine. You can even put it closer if you have good quality soil that you know is going to be able to feed your plants. You can do that. So that's how you do it. So usually what I do is I usually try to cover my containers with leaves or grass clippings or anything that's gonna maintain the uh, moisture in the soil, and also make sure that it continues to thrive. So this is the last one of the other containers that I'm doing. We have the last two containers. This one I'm doing the same thing, just a different container. I'm just mixing in my various organic materials that I have, putting my seeds right there, and then I'm just gonna cover it with the soil, and we're good to go. So I'm sure you, from all the repeated things that we've done right now, you can easily understand how easy it is to plant potatoes and grow potatoes in containers. Like I said, very easy to do as long as your soil is good, has good quality, is in this nice location that gets a lot of sunlight and the nutrients rich soil, and you water it regularly, minimum at least once a week. If you have a lot of rain in your area, then you don't have to, but if it's you don't want to let it go too dry also. So like I said, minimum you can water it maybe twice a week if it's too hot uh, and it doesn't rain. So that is how you grow potatoes in containers. One more thing, you want to also make sure that you leave enough space on the top of the container, so that way you can water it easily, and the water would easily stand there and flow down easily. And two, you're able to add additional soil or compost or feed your plants later on, and or you can use the top layer to mulch it. So this is it. I mulch it with leaves, shredded leaves. Like I said, it's gonna provide some moisture, with prevent weeds, and maintain the good quality soil we have in there, and help the plants thrive and even do much better. So if you have leaf mulch, you can use leaf mulch. You can use grass clippings as your mulch, or you can buy mulch and just cover it up. It would help your plants. So this is it. After a couple of weeks, you can see they all came out. They're looking great. They're growing. So that's how you plant potatoes in containers. Very easy to do. Stay tuned for updates on this on the growing that I've done. If you want to see the results later on, stay tuned. Check out my videos later on. I will update you guys on what's going on, and when I harvest it, there will be a video on how I harvested it. Okay, that is it for today. I hope you liked the video. If you like the video, smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to the channel. Follow me for more videos like this, and share the video. If you like the video, somebody else might like the video, share the video. Thanks for watching. Happy growing.